Alrighty, good morning, Pack Athletics. We're here with three gentlemen from the golf program. We've got head coach Josh Koschke, and to his right is Agustin Pizzorno, aka Augie, and then we've got Marius Dosiere. So, fellas, thanks for joining us here this morning. I know you guys got a busy schedules, but we'll kind of kick it, throw it into things pretty quick. Coach, I'll start with you. You've got two young newbies to your right and left. They've made quite the impact here in year one here for you with Pat Golf. We know the kind of pedigree that this golf program has. You guys have gone to the postseason 6 straight years, and you've reloaded with two fine young men. Just opening thoughts about these two guys to your right and left.
Big time additions. It had a lot of departures last year, key departures, and I really had to kind of scramble and find the right pieces, and also really talented human beings. And we knocked it out of the park with actually every single guy that we brought in. Marius and Augie have been huge. Both have played every tournament this year. Committed to the program, committed to the process. Both came here because they wanted to be challenged and wanted to get better, and that's exactly what they've done.
Coach, you talk about losing. I've always heard the motto, and I agree with it. Great teams don't rebuild, they reload, and I think that's exactly what you've done. You lost All-American Jamie Roberts, to graduation. You lost a couple more in the transfer portal, but you reloaded with these two guys right here. What have they meant to you in keeping, like we said, you're not rebuilding, you're reloading. What is this squad that you've put together this year? It's put you in another good spot to make the postseason. You guys are currently 35th nationally, and you're 7th in the region. Just kind of talk about this squad that you've assembled this year.
Yeah, it's just the standards and the expectations. Year 16 for me, and I don't have time to, travel the country and lose. It's I gotta travel the country and with guys that want to compete and battle and win and bring home championships to the university. So that was the main focus over the summer, was to reload so that we don't miss a beat, and so that we can accomplish everything that the university and the athletic department knows that we should accomplish. And this team's been fun. They're nowhere near where they're going to be. We're getting better daily, much better from the fall to the spring, much better from San Diego to Las Vegas, and it's just going to continue. We're using competition as kind of our key contributor here to really solidify and make this lineup the best it can possibly be heading into the postseason.
Augie, I'll start with you, man. Pretty open-ended question right here. Tell us about anybody that doesn't know you. Tell us about yourself, Augie. Who is Augie?
I don't know. Probably emotional person. I think on the course, coach always talk about my emotions and how I react to the course or my shots or whatever. I don't know. It's a good question.
Augie, it's not like you just got here. We've gotten to chat a little bit before now, but what made you choose Coach Koschke in this program?
So it was a good team when I first came here or before. I always thought it was kind of impossible to make here the team as a first, but just the team and the program. I've seen the championships before that they won, and I just say it's gonna be a good challenge. I love the structure and I love the coach, and I say I think it's the best option.
Marius, throw it over to you, man. Who is Marius? Tell us about Marius.
I'd say I'm someone that likes to control everything I can. I like to be prepared as much as I can. So, I like to have everything around me ready and perfect to go in the battle.
Marius and Augie, I'll ask you this, and either one of you can jump in. Not new to the United States. You guys have been here now for a few years, but how was it adjusted? From your home country to the United States to JUCO golf to now a high-level Division II program. How was that? How have you guys handled making that jump each time?
So coming from JUCO, I think even I have experience on college golf, but it's another. It's everything different. The travels and everything is longer. Juko's 36-hole tournament. Here is 3 days, 36, 18. So I think you gotta be really good prepared, mental, ready for everything, be patient, and just trust the process. I think it's a good challenge.
Marius, what about you?
Yeah, I was in D2 before too, so it was pretty much the same tournament, like 36 holes, 18 holes. But I think the main thing that changed was mainly like all the flights, all the traveling around the States. Before it was more like just you jump in the van, you get to the tournament, and it was much easier on the body and the recovery. Here is like it's a little harder to manage. Like you need to be more careful on your off days, and you just need to manage yourself a little better. And so I think it's been awesome to know yourself a little bit more and like how you need to work.
How have you guys kind of adjusted, Marius? You know, we know you came from Missouri Western. How has and Augie as well? How have you guys kind of adjusted to Augie? You were in Colorado already, but how have you guys adjusted to playing at elevation?
So for me, it was pretty, I'll say normal, because I came from Otero College, so probably it's an hour from here, pretty much the same elevation. Way different from back home, but I mean, for the last 3 years, I've been playing an elevation, so it's been pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's been quite fun. I mean, I back in France, I'm sea level. I'm West, I was sea level, and then coming here is like elevation, and like your ball goes much further, like everything goes much further. So like distance control was kind of tough, but it was a good challenge. And then yeah, it's kind of funny because every time you go to tournaments, mainly sea levels too. So like you always have to adjust and adapt like your distances and your yallages to it. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's kind of challenging because we practice in altitude and then we go back to sea level and then we come back, and so it's fun to adjust and work in your distance. So it's pretty fun.
Well, fellas, I'll ask you about a little bit more about elevation. You guys were able to go out to the desert last week, or a couple weeks ago, and at the beginning of the month, and play there in Boulder City at the Las Vegas Desert Classic. Of course, that you guys are going to be playing here for conference as well. What you guys both put up good performances, 3 under par. Made a really good run there. Those second and third round. We know the weather was a little didn't cooperate all 3 days, but what'd you guys learn from the course and how you played there in Las Vegas?
So the course can play really tough when it's blowing. I think if you're putting yourself in good positions from the tee, it's really important. Around the greens is pretty tricky. There's a lot of rain and puanas, so chipping around the greens is kind of tough. So you gotta hit greens, you gotta hit fairways. Especially if it's blowing, you gotta keep it safe and just trying to keep it in play as much as you can.
Marius, what'd you learn about the course?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Like it's mainly of the tee. When you get the ball in the fairway, then everything is easier. It's like it's kind of open. Like it's pretty big greens. Like you can make some birdies out there. You have short distances, and so yeah, just be aggressive on your second shots, and then yeah, you have some good looks.
Coach, I'll throw it back to you. You know, we know that Division II golf, college golf in general, is kind of readjusted how they rank. You know, it's more head-to-head now rather than just you going out and winning a tournament. You know, and we know there's still a committee, but you know, Clift has really kind of revamped how they adjust things. How have you kind of adjusted your schedule? You know, we know in years past you guys have finished the regular season 2-3 wins. This year not the case, but you guys are playing great golf. You're playing tougher competition. You're playing in strategic tournaments where you guys can get some head-to-head competition. Have you kind of adjusted to this new ranking system?
No, definitely not. I don't think anybody has. I don't know if there's secrets or a strategy. It seems like playing, in destination spots and big fields where lots of points are available is kind of the strategy everybody's going. But that's getting challenging. It's getting expensive. Like Mary said, it's taxing to fly all over the country. But we're blessed to be able to do it. Las Vegas was big for us. That was probably best field in college golf regular season. So to finish where we did and to prove that we can play with those guys who are going to, they're going to be competing for a national championship, a handful of those teams in that field. It was great. Augie, he went from in to out and actually led us in Las Vegas, which was extremely awesome. I got to spend 54 holes with Marius. He played phenomenal as well. It was a very good team effort. The next two RMAC championships run through Boulder Creek as well as the next national championship after this one. So Boulder Creek's kind of important to this group for the next 18 months.
Coach, I asked you about the RMAC as well. We know the defending national champions reside in the RMAC. For the most part, you're in year 16. CSU Pueblo, I remember back in my days, CSU Pueblo has been the face of the RMAC. But the RMAC has gotten better. It really has. I think you guys are due in part really elevating the conference, and we know CCU has kind of taken advantage here these last couple of years. Just kind of talk about the conference in general, how you guys have elevated the conference, and then how CCU has really elevated the conference.
Yeah, we don't talk about them. We call them the school up north. They had a great year last year to win a national championship, something I've been trying to do for 16 years. He got to it before I did. And then they were able to add a couple really nice pieces this year, and they're good. But we can beat them for sure. We can definitely compete with them. We can beat them, and we know that. And that's just part of the process and the culture of, believing in your squad, believing in your teammates, believing in your work, and really not worrying about them, worrying about us, and really just trying to play our best golf. But the RMAC is really good. Probably looking at 4 teams advancing to the NCAA regional. And all 4 of them are extremely capable and able to advance to a national championship. So, yeah, we're blessed in the RMAC to have great competition, play great schedules, good camaraderie. The boys know each other. It's just a really well-balanced conference for men's golf.
Coach, ask you this, and then fellas, I'll have you jump in as well. You've got a new tournament on your schedule. You're going to head to Hayes, Kansas. And then to end the regular season, a tournament that you have gone to, obviously, in the past, the Palm Valley Classic out there in Arizona. What do you guys need to do, Coach, to finish out the regular season with 2 big tournaments?
Just keep getting better every single week. Scores getting better, guys making better decisions, preparing better. We haven't seen this golf course in Kansas, so we've been, started to prepare last week, actually. It's a shorter golf course, seems like a kind of typical a country club, tree line shorter, potentially some fast greens with some elevation. Distance probably isn't going to be a huge issue. It's going to be a lot of approach shots and good field. We get to go see a couple really good nationally ranked MIAA teams that we don't usually get to see. And then Palm Valley, where we've probably played the last decade every year. But again, these 2 guys haven't been anywhere that we've gone because this is all new. So that's one thing we talked about. Our schedule, no matter where we went, it was always going to be new for everyone except for really Archie, who played last year in all these events. So doing our work at home on the range, kind of doing some prep, doing some visualization with the range books, and just trying to prepare us as best possible is really what we've been doing. And we're trying to peak when it's time, and it's getting soon.
Marius and Augie, I'll ask you this. How do you guys push each other day in and day out? This is a deep roster. It's not a big roster, but it's a deep roster. You've got everybody that can compete day in and day out and make this roster. We've seen some guys that haven't really gotten to play much this year, but just like that, they can find themselves in the top 5. How have you guys really kind of prepared yourself week in and week out there in qualifying, whether you're at tournament play, to just lock in and stay in that top 5?
I think we have to work out in and off course, even as classroom or whatever. I think it's pretty important to keep it in pace of the team and teammates. Practice hard, and even if you're not on the top on the lineup, and I think every single player here on the roster have the potential to be on the lineup. So, yeah.
Marius?
Yeah, I think we have a great team. I mean, everyone gives it a lot of practice, off practice, like a workout. You can see everyone tries the best, and so I think we have a great roster. I think then the next few weeks and the next year is gonna be awesome. I think we're pretty deep. So yeah, I'm excited to see like what we can do, and so yeah, like just everyone's trying their best all the time. So it's just perfect.
Coach, it's a pretty good problem to have, huh?
Yeah, it is actually. We've been using competition lately to make the lineup better. And it's not because we don't like anybody or we have favorites. We just want the 5 best dudes to go and ball out at these events. And a lot of times, some of the best competition we face is at home. Marius has been very close to winning. Archie's been up in there. Callum started off the year very high, playing in some great tournaments. So we got dudes that can win. And now they're all starting to do it together at the same time, which is the key in college golf. It's not about one guy; it's about 4 to 5 guys, doing it at the same time. So yeah, we are deep. Thank God that the recruiting worked out and everything fell into place, and couldn't ask for a better group of young men to coach and lead. And yeah, sky's the limit for this group.
Coach, I'll ask you this, and fellas jump in as well. You guys are probably one of the best in the country in the second and third rounds. You've all heard being in golf, it's a little cliche. Every shot counts. Over 3 days of golf, it really does matter. Everything is so close. 1 or 2 strokes from each person, and that can make the difference in a placing. Coach, you guys are one of the best second, and it was like this last year. You guys, second and third round, are just absolute killers. You guys are able to bounce back if you don't have it in round 1. What does that just kind of show about your squad, how resilient they are? Because those 36-hole days can be long. Long days, taxing, but you guys bounce back. It's like coming out of halftime, being a great third quarter team. Talk about the resilience of your group and how well they're usually able to play in the second and third rounds.
Yeah, well, we got to figure out that first round magic. We're getting better at it. But yeah, it just goes to show you that we have guys who really care and really fight for each other. I push them pretty hard at practice. We play in some interesting elements throughout the spring, and we do some interesting activities that probably make them scratch their head and wonder why the heck are we doing this stuff. But it's all to help them be better prepared at the golf tournament. And it just shows you that not one of them is going to quit no matter what the score is until that last putt is dropped. So that's a great feeling, knowing that you're going to get everything you got out of these guys for 12 hours on a Monday and 5 hours on a Tuesday, which can be taxing. So I think that's probably our biggest advantage. Is it's such a tight, connected group that you can't count us out, and we're never going to be down. We're always going to be looking forward, and I think these guys do a great job of that. They're representing their country a long way from home. They're tough kids, great families, raised well, and all those things are just kind of coming through and showing you what kind of Thunderwolves we got here at CSU Pueblo.
Yeah, so I think coming back from the second and third round, we play 36 holes. I think is more mental. Coach always say that every single strokes matter, especially at the end of the round, because you're tired. Probably, 36 holes. It's a long day, so you gotta take advantage of the last holes. Push yourself as much as you can to win 2-3 strokes on the field, which 1-2 stroke is pretty important at the end of the day. So yeah, I think it's pretty important. Just push yourself the last couple holes, and
yeah, I think we've put a great physical work like this all off season, so it allow us to be more performant than probably other teams at the end of the rounds. Like round 2, 36 holes days, like 10-12 hours of golf, so it's pretty long day. So I think we've done great there, and then same thing on the third round. I think we've done pretty good there on like physical part, and I think the more we're going through a season, the more like mentally tough we're getting. So I think it's getting better and better. And so yeah, just gotta figure out the first round. Even though like we're getting better, I think we started the tournament pretty well in San Diego and in Vegas, so it helped us quite a bit.
Well, you guys are right at 288 on your scoring average, so you're right there about even par every round. So you guys are definitely doing something right there. Well, fellas, coming up on 20 minutes. Went by fast. We appreciate y'all hopping in with us, and we've got a couple big tournaments to finish out the regular season. As the Dunwolves will head to Hayes, Kansas, and then they'll head down to the Phoenix area and conclude the regular season before conference play. Fellas, thanks for joining us here this morning. Hey, I'll ask you. We'll leave with this. We'll have a little fun. March Madness coming up this week. I don't know if you guys got the internationals in. You know, the month of March is pretty busy in the United States. Any dark horse picks? Who you guys like going into the tournament?
I hate to say it because I'm born and raised in Buffalo, but CSU is trending in the right direction. Happy for our friends up north. I feel like Florida could be somebody who you may want to keep your eye on. But yeah, I don't know these guys' knowledge of March Madness, but we do have a bracket pool going for pride and bragging rights, and we're looking forward to seeing this thing kick off tomorrow. Who you guys like?
I got my final Florida against Duke, I believe, and
Okay.
I got Duke as a winner. So I don't know.
Marius, you picked a winner yet, man?
Yeah, I put Duke, but I think Florida has chances, and they have a French guy there too. So
There you go.
yeah,
There
they're
you
pretty
go.
good.
Well, home cooking right there. Well, fellas, thanks for joining us here this morning. We've got Marius, we've got Audine, we've got Coach KO right here. Fellas, go get after it out there in Hayes, Kansas, and we'll see you when we see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Go
you.
back.